Good morning, early birds. Good morning, everybody. It's me, Mitch, and welcome. Welcome to Morning Coffee with me. With me. TGIF. Last day of the month. Last day of July. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Drink it if you got it. And enjoy the blues for a few more seconds. While we wait for people to filter in. And Kiltsy's here. Holy cow. I forgot. Listen to music a little bit. Let me send Kiltsy a link because we're wondering where the hell is Kiltsy this morning. Let's see. Let me go ahead and yes, he said good morning to me and what? Why didn't it do that? Hang on. Sorry about that. Copy the link. And just enjoy the music. There it is, and okay, we know where Kiltsy is now. All right. Good to see everybody. We were all lost souls this morning, but most of you, or many of you, found your way in here, like I knew you would, and for that reason, and that reason alone, I simply can't go back to the beginning of the chat. I may miss saying hello to some of the early birds, usually Banda, Yellow Rose, Lady June, and the European contingent. But I can go back about 5 or 10 minutes and start saying hello, and I think I'll get most people. So let's see. At 6:53, we had D was here, and Bacon Runner, good morning to you, and this is all conversation back and forth. Richard Williams, how you doing? Peter, how are you? Peter, good morning to you. Good morning to you, and D and Peter and Brian Airy, big chatter this morning. How you doing? Donna Ray, Jerry Voitis is here. Kiltsy just appeared on my screen, and our normal morning routine is this now.
Where's Kiltsy? Where'd he go? Is he hiding? I don't know. Look around with his eyes so keen. Binoculars scanning the scene. Tracking device in his hand. Still no Kiltsy in the land.
Kiltsy, we found you.
I've been had. I'm looking for my link and there's no link, and I'm thinking, did they forget about me?
No, we can't forget about you. Actually, I saw your thumbnail for 9 o'clock, and I said, if I'm not out riding my bike, and maybe even while I'm riding my bike out there, I will. I got a cell phone holder on it. I will come on and to your open panel. I guess it's open panel today, isn't it?
It's open panel, and I'm on the West Coast, so my 3 a.m. from my usual 6 a.m. say hi. I got it late. I was like, you know what? Mitch has got the morning time. We're going to give you to Mitch this morning. Mitch is the master of the morning. That's my new slogan for Mitch. And he's got the best thumbnails and shorts. So I feel grateful to be able to be invited in.
Yeah, just come in and say hello. You're always welcome here. You know that. And I just at the last minute, I'm sitting here getting ready to hit the button, and I said, well, should I send Kiltsy a link? I said, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll wait to see if he's awake or even interested. And sure enough, up you came, and doesn't take long. There you go.
Well, it's great here on the Pacific side. And I'll be back east, I think, next week. Got to figure out north or south, but that's still to be determined. But I miss my brothers and sisters, and getting here every day, it's so important to me. It's a little easier when it's 6 a.m. my time, and then we go right to the Mitch time. But it's just like, okay, we're on a 9 Eastern time, 6 a.m. Pacific. I got a busy day today here, and so I just love watching your stuff, riding your trike, e-trike, and where's Kiltsy? It's sort of like, where in the world is Carmen San Diego?
Yeah, I know. Where's Waldo? This Barry made that one yesterday. That where's Kills, and that's going to become a regular. A regular. He made two of them. He made one with a British accent and another one with an American accent. So we may a little different. So we may alternate, so as not to get repetitive or boring.
Yeah. And
Wes,
I'm looking to see if I get over to Melbourne pretty soon, the next couple of weeks. I'm working on that, and because I got to stop in Orlando, Melbourne, Miami, and back to Sarasota. So that's kind of like my journey next week or so, and it's my life.
well, that's cool because I got two scooters now. So you and I we'll have some fun, and we'll go out and make a little video about the two of us on a scooter.
Barry's going to have a field day with that one.
A heyday. Well, stick around a few minutes. Let me continue to say hi to people. There's Dee and Brian, and I want to get up to 7 o'clock. Amanda's here, and here's somebody I haven't got yet, John Logan. Good morning, John. How are you? How are you? Everybody with no place to go, Kilsey. They all came in here and filled up but that's great. That's what they're supposed to do. And Jerry's here. Good morning, Jerry. And Jerry says, let's go. And here we go. Right out of the gate. It's Lambs and Robbie Autry. Photo finish. First 1 and 2. And followed shortly by Stevie Wood and Dee and Chuck and Clearwater Super Tune. Peter, DJ Bro, good morning, Dennis. And Babe Dowell, how are you? Who else we got here? Rough Carnivore from Guam. Brian Airy, D again, Manda again, some clown named Kilts. Sue Smoky Bear Lovers here. How you doing? Barry Simon. Good TGAF Mitch, and all from Massachusetts. That's the hardest thing for me to say after the stroke is the word Massachusetts. Yeah. It's like speech therapy every time I say that.
I haven't had a stroke, and it's hard for Kilts.
Brian Airy and everybody's talking to each other now. And who is this? Ruff and Manda and Robbie Autry and Brian and Barry Simon and Brian. And then there's so much chatting going on. Wow, got 76 people here right off the bat. I guess we're into that chat. We got a chatty group here, don't we? I'm telling you. Jerry and Robbie. Here's one I haven't found yet. Carnivore Wayne, how you doing? Good morning to you. And I try to hurry up through this thing and pick out people I haven't said hi to yet, which means that I got to remember the ones that I have. So it's like a mental exercise. Anthony, a man of few words. He says here. And at the end of the thing, he always says out. And that's pretty much Anthony. So good to see you this morning. Kelsey again. This is Chris Wayne in Australia. Good afternoon to you. How are you, Chris? Good to see you. And I said hi to Max already, and Robbie, and Amanda, and Dee, and Danny. Danny in Boston. Hi, Danny. It was good to see you last night. We had the members community live stream last night. I was so tired. Yes, I've been overdoing it with all the cleaning up my back patio and unboxing things. This morning I was out there at 5 o'clock in the morning hauling out all that cardboard and trash that I left over from the unboxings, and pray that the trash men will actually pick it up today and not leave it out there in the rain to get soggy and soaked, which they usually do. So I got the most unreliable trash pickup. It's supposed to pick up loose stuff, like big things, too big for the trash can on Friday morning. 9 out of 10 times, they don't come. And we're supposed to get thunderstorms today. So I may be running out there and pulling all the trash back in again. I guess it's good exercise. Mike Silly Sr., how you doing, Mike? Good to see you. Good to see you. And Rick Castro, good morning. It's R.I. Castro or Rick Astro. Take your pick. Take your pick. You know all these people, don't you? Kelsey?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially this
Rick,
guy.
my
Rick
man.
is here. How you doing, Rick? Good to see you. Rick was with us last night. Gary, NOSLOW, or NOSLOW, as you like to call him.
Yeah.
Today is the last day of his 31-day fast. Both him and Jerry. Just Jerry. 31 days. Gary, I have to say, I think he was getting a little punchy. Maybe not as punchy as I was last night, but I slept great. Woke up about 4:45 this morning, got out of bed, took out the trash, made coffee, got set up, and here I am. Here I am, and here we are, the dynamic duo in the morning. Bella girl.
Once I get out there and get on the e-trike, nothing to stop us.
Well, I'm hoping that I want to get out there. I got the thing all outfitted out. I got myself a helmet. I got camera mounts all over the silly thing, so I can make videos while I go. And I backed my car up this morning out of the way to take the trash out. Now I can get the bike by without having to run it over the landscaping and the grass to get out all I could. And we'll see. So it may be that you'll have a mobile live stream, depending on the weather this morning. We'll see. Or I may not even be able to get there because I'm trying to, 8 to 9 o'clock and 9:30 is the time for, if you're going to get out here in the morning and do something, that's the time to do it. But we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a shot and see. I'm sure the link will be in. Now, do you know how to pin the link yet at the bottom of the chat?
I think it has to do it because Ollie has got the control of this more than I do, and that's been, I think, my problem on my side. So
now you're logged in to as Robert Kills, right? You're still logged in with the same account that Alia does to control your own live stream, aren't you?
It's the there's a little bit of there are different. That's the problem. I'm able to get onto sort of my YouTube channel and do stuff, but then the StreamYard YouTube channel is a little different. It's the Dr. Kiltz YouTube channel. So
I see. Well, maybe talk to Alia. Either that or every 5 minutes or so continually repost the link.
Yes,
because that's what happens. And then, so if I can come on today, I would like to, but I want to be able to find the link out there.
I will also send it to you.
Yeah, do that. Perfect. Send me the link. Send me the link to that.
I'll do that. All right. You get on with your show.
Okay, my friend.
It's early here. I've got some other work to do. I've got some meetings today. Top secret. I'll tell you later.
Okay. All right, my friend. Thanks so much for coming in.
Everybody.
Glad to see you're prospering out there.
Every day. God bless everybody.
Bye-bye. Bye-bye. We found Kitsy this morning. How about that? It's good to see him. Good to see him. And I'll try to jump in at 9 o'clock with him. Put QQQ in the chat. That's because only 7:15. We didn't burn up the whole show already, which I usually do, just going through the hellos. But who else we got here? I haven't said hi to. Loretta Walk. Hi, Loretta. How you doing? Good to see him. Rick says he has no bacon. Yes, we have no bananas. How many of you remember that song? Yes, we have no bananas. We have no bananas today. The stuff that we remember is incredible. I think it's incredible. I'm in a much better mood this morning than I was last night. I feel much better. I was really, really running out of gas. It was a long day yesterday. I was very physically active. I tried to relax, but I took a nap, but still wore out. Gary is here. I guess everybody's saying hi to Gary, and it was Kiltsy and Biax. Good morning from Manila in the Philippines. A worldwide show. Wow. I said hi to Danny. Said Lucy Work is here. Hi, Lucy. How you doing? There's Gary. NOSLOW. Last day of the fast. And Jerry says this was a fast. This month, only 31 days, as opposed to the standard tradition of 40 days of fasting. Better you than me, sweetie. That's for sure. Better you than me. Peter, showing a little sanity, says he's considering a 48 to 72 hour fast. Me, I don't fast on purpose. I fast every day. That's just my style. Everybody has to do what's right for them. I don't know if age has anything to do with it, or just what seems to work best for you. But the most I've ever fasted has been about not even 2 days. I skipped a day once or twice. That's it. And I do it every day. Rick doesn't fast at all. It seems to be working out for him, and the people who do long fasts, and including Kiltz and Nelson, and certainly Jerry and Gary now joined that 1 month club. It seems to work great for them. So everybody's got to decide for themselves whether anyone is really going to, one way or the other, is going to make that big a change in your health overall or your longevity. How do we know? So I think the best thing is to do what your instincts tell you. And don't try to figure it out. Keep it simple. You know me, I preach, keep it simple. You can add the word stupid or not to that. It's not really relevant. Just keep it simple. Keep it simple. Go with your gut. Go with your instincts. Follow the clues that your body gives you. Once you get your body readjusted enough to actually be able to recognize the cues, because that's the problem these days. When you're eating 6 to 8 or 10 meals a day, every hour or two of sugar, you're not following your body's instincts. Or normally, no animal has to eat every hour, except animals that graze, like cows. They have to eat constantly. But mammals, like we are, that are carnivorous, have become carnivorous over time, have adapted to the availability aspect of food. And it's not always there every hour right in front of our face where we can graze. We have become grazers. Salad bars, buffets, cabinets and pantries in our house full of instant snacks with sugar. We don't eat a meal anymore as a society. We snack. Or we eat 3 big meals and 3 to 5 smaller meals every day. And we're not built to snack. We're built to let our digestive system go through its cycle completely and finish emptying our stomach before we start filling it again. And I use appliances as examples, like dishwashers and washing machines. They have cycles, a whole series of events they go through. And when they're done, they're done. But one thing you don't do is every 5 minutes interrupt those machines and keep throwing more stuff, whether it's dishes or clothes in, because it's not going to work. They need to go through the whole cycle. Why are we any different? Simple logic. We don't need to be eating all day, but what happens when our appetite is controlled by our addictions and sugar cravings? Our blood sugar is going like a roller coaster, And the natural tendency when the blood sugar is crashing is for the brain to throw a craving at you. You get weak. You feel like you're going to pass out. You get hungry. You're starving to death. You ate an hour and a half ago, but you're starving to death because you're on a sugar roller coaster. Your insulin is going crazy. Your body doesn't know what the hell to do, and it keeps sending you to the fridge and the pantry. That's why the average American has to have a big sugar fix in the morning. At 10 o'clock, they have to have that first coffee break with foo-foo coffee drinks, which are all sugar, pastries, and all kinds of snacks. And then an hour and a half later, at 12 o'clock, they're starving again, and they're diving into the lunch, which is usually mostly carbohydrates, and that goes on every day. And so many people have never experienced anything but that. How could these people ever know what hunger actually feels like? And then on top of it, hunger sometimes is just thirst. A lot of times you think you're hungry, but you're not. You drink a big glass of water and you're good. So we have people here in our community that have proven you can go a month without food and not die. Yet the average person thinks if you go a day without food, you're going to die. Don't believe your lying eyes, folks. It must be lie. Well, you know, Gary and Jerry must be lying to us. Oh, there you go. That's my speech. That's all you need to know about carnivore. Eat fatty meat. And don't be eating all the time, and just eat when you're hungry. Try to find yourself in a position where you recognize hunger. You recognize hunger. Biz Full. Don't know you. Good morning from Mount Dora. Mount Dora. I'm very familiar with Mount Dora. Very familiar. I used to live in up in Lake Mary, Florida, right down State Road 46 from Mount Dora. I had a lot of business I did in Mount Dora. The city of Mount Dora was a big customer of my computer business. I put their entire phone system in for the entire city of Mount Dora. My favorite bumper sticker says, I climbed Mount Dora. Mount Dora is a hill, by the way. It's not a mountain. Oh, but Mount Dora, what a beautiful little town. I don't know if it's grown too much, but very, very beautiful shopping district, nice park. Great town. Great town. I haven't been there in a while, but a great town. Gary went down 40.5 pounds in 30 days. A shadow of your former self. Wow, and Jerry says, congratulations, Dare Bear. You have accomplished it. It's finished. Good for you. Yes, we need to get you, you need to print up a commemorative t-shirt and wear it. That's funny. Yeah, I'm glad it's over, guys. I know Jerry's done it before, but this is like new territory for Gary. I can't imagine. With me, I don't have the weight to lose. If I lost 40.1 pounds, I would weigh 100 pounds. I'd be ready. I'd look like I came out of a concentration camp. No, I can't do that. Can't do that. Let's see. I haven't seen any QQQs yet, but that's okay. Everybody's congratulating and thanking the other people for commenting on their accomplishment. And it is quite an accomplishment. And of course, we know that Rick likes a muscle car. I need fuel. I am like a muscle car. I need fuel all the time. And Rick's longest fast, evidently, is 12 hours. My average daily fast is 18 to 20 hours. Very rarely do I ever have more than an 8-hour eating window. Usually it's closer 4 to 6 hours. I'll have my first meal around noon or 1 o'clock, my second meal 3 to 4 o'clock, and that's usually it. And then no more eating, no more coffee drinking. Definitely after 3 p.m., unless it's a cup of decaf, which I have occasionally when I have a live stream in the evening. But we're all different, and we all have to experiment and find out where we feel the best, where we have the most energy. I get to bed early. I'm in bed by 9 o'clock every night. Sometimes I sit up and watch a little TV for half an hour. Makes me sleepy. I have no problem falling asleep. Always, not always, but mostly wake up around 3 o'clock. Just something in our normal physiology happens to most of us about 3 o'clock. That's why it's a very common time for people to wake up. Most men my age have to go to the bathroom at 3 o'clock in the morning. It's something, I'm lucky. I usually stay hydrated all day, but before bed I go, and at 3 o'clock in the morning, if I wake up, I don't have to go. I did for a while after the stroke, but that's kind of settled down again. So I don't get out of bed. I just lay there and adjust the pillow. Sometimes roll over from my back onto my side, and boom, I'm right back to sleep. If I have something on my mind at 3 o'clock in the morning, I'm usually up. And I'll lay there for at most half hour to an hour before I finally said, "Why am I laying here? Let me just get up and get at it and find something to do." Liz is here. Hiya, Liz. How you doing? Good to see you. Good to see you this morning. And of course, Rick never snacks. Rick is perfect. You're perfect, Rick. Okay. I'll skip some of those comments, as some of that is just too much information. And Jerry says, nope, fasting doesn't make me weak. My ketones kept me energized. The heat index and Canadian fires and their smoke, on the other hand, tried to derail you. Yeah, that was something. Is that smoke all gone now? Is that finally dissipated? Kevin, good morning. How are you? Good to see you. Rough Carnivore says, thank you for the speech, Mitch. Well, I'm keeping pretty well up. I think you guys all got the chatting and the hellos out of your system from 6 to 7. I imagine that Kiltsy is going to probably not be here at 6 in the morning, or start exactly at 6 while he's still out on the West Coast. That's especially as he starts to adapt to the time change, and he'll be just fabulously screwed up by the time he gets to come back here. He'll be well adapted to that time change, and then he'll have to start over on the East Coast again. But I am looking forward to the event of the century. Me and Kiltsy out there on 2 scooters. I'll mount cameras to both of them. That'll be fun. That will be fun. Robbie Autry is talking to Peter, and everybody's talking to everybody. A question. What does one eat after coming off a fast? Well, it's like everything else. Everybody has their own idea. Bone broth, eggs, things that are easily digestible foods are what you usually hear recommended. But then there are some people that come off a fast and dive headfirst into 5 pounds of raw meat and fat. So I guess you have to try the different things to see what makes you feel a little queasy or ramps up your gets your motor running again. I would think that after a 1 or 2 day fast, it wouldn't make much difference. But God, after a 30-day fast, I can't even imagine pretty much having your digestive system shut down for that long. Personally, I don't know how good an idea it is, but I can't say to people, you shouldn't do it, because people do it and they have great benefits from it. I think ancestrally, it was a normal part of our life. Fasting was. I think based on successful hunts, and how long you could really store meat before it was too far gone to even eat. With the uncertainty of that kind of life, I can imagine that it probably wasn't uncommon that they went 3-4 days, maybe a week, sometimes 2 weeks. Then there are the hibernating animals, but humans don't hibernate for 2 months, 3 months, like big animals like polar bears do. But obviously, the physiology itself and the machinery can kind of like go into stasis, like you see in the science fiction movies, and they can go to sleep and last for months, and their machinery runs just fine on the gas that they put in the tank. So even though at a cellular level, we're similar to most other living things, that quirky little thing called epigenetics, which most people don't understand, is responsible for the adaptive differences among not only different species, but also different members of the same species. Why all human beings are different when it comes to interacting with the world and the food. And Kevin says here, welcome to channel support. Well, welcome, Kevin. Good to see you. Good to see you. Wild Raven says, question, hi, Mitch. Is it true if a person doesn't sleep much, their weight loss can stall? Well, it could be. And maybe that has nothing to do with it. I don't think we've had any real investigation. There's so many things that can cause your body to. What is a weight loss stall anyway? Maybe we'll start there, because this is an interesting question, and everybody's spouting these things like that. Well, stress makes you gain weight, and this makes you do that, and that makes you do the other thing. And I saw a guy once who did this, and that happened to him. And I saw another guy who did that, and it didn't happen to him. And, where's the reality in it? Which is the truth? How do you separate it? And the fact is that we're all so different in minor ways that you can't find any sure thing that you can say, you do this, and that happens. That's called causation. It happens if you claim something causes something else. There can be no exceptions to it. If it's at that level of certainty, in other words, you take a human being and you chop off his head, he will die. There is no case where a human being will survive decapitation. It is an absolute. There are very few things in life that we can claim that kind of an absolute. Like, can an insomniac lose weight? So it's so subjective and so impossible to prove one way or the other. The only real true answer to that question is maybe. And that's the best. And anybody that gives you an answer other than maybe is claiming knowledge that doesn't exist and can. And there's would be no way to prove it. There are probably many things. So you go back, if you try to answer that question, you say, let's talk about weight stalls. Before, we have to understand what a stall means, what might possibly cause it. And then you can say to yourself, well, does sleep have anything to do with it? A stall is your body's efforts to not give up the fuel that it has managed to acquire. Because fuel or body fat to a human being is security. It's like a full tank of gas. You don't, as the tank gets lower, you start to get things that they call range anxiety. And if you know there's no more gas stations, you start to slow down and you start to conserve gas. You let your foot off the gas a little bit. Because you know that when you go a little bit slower, you use less gas. You try to stretch out your range, or else you're stuck out there in the middle of nowhere with no gas. Well, that's how our brains work when it comes to stored body fat. The tendency on a human body is, and all of our chemistry is designed to maximize gaining weight. That's how we survive. So anytime you get a stall, what happens is your body is saying, we're getting dangerously low on fuel here for some reason. We need to make chemical changes in our body, put ourselves in fat storage mode, and that happens when insulin goes up, and protect that precious fat that we have, because it looks like we may not have any food. Now, your brain can think this while you're standing in the middle of a 7-Eleven looking around at all the crap and donuts, but your brain doesn't realize that. Your brain is still living your instincts are still living in a cave somewhere where food was scarce. So most of the time when weight stalls, it's a normal function when the body starts to lose weight of trying to put the brakes on it. And that's why you get to something they call a set point where your body finally comes to terms that you're not starving. It can take months, it can take weeks or months at a certain weight for your body to finally decide that no, you're not starving, no, there is no famine. We can allow some of our stored fat to be used as fuel now, because I'm balancing the energy I use carrying all that fuel around, all that extra weight, and how much energy I really need to do my daily tasks. What daily tasks? Well, that's where we try to fool our brains too. We exercise, which lets our brains know we need bigger muscles, we need to grow our muscles, and we need to, a lot of times, store more fat. We try to regulate all that stuff in our conscious mind, and we're not capable. And all these things that happen to us when we lose weight are normal functions of our body trying to adjust itself, but it still thinks it's living in the caveman days. It takes us a long time to adapt to this current standard American diet if it doesn't kill all of us first. So a stall is natural. A stall is natural. Very few people are going to lose that kind of weight and not stall. You have to be patient. It took you 30 years to put that weight on. You can't lose it in a week. Gary lost 40 pounds in a month, but he will put half of that or more back on in the next week or two, because that's a shock to your body. That's a shock to your body. It thinks the world's coming to an end. The reason why you're fasting, that you don't succumb to the hunger, is that you'll never survive if you do. What happens is your programming knows that in order to survive, it has to take the hunger away. Stop nagging with the hunger. It has to give you energy and clarity of purpose and clarity of mind to go out and hunt, because that's the only chance you have. That's why people seem to get more alert, more aware. You're running more on ketones than you are on sugars or even body fats. So all these questions that everybody asks, be very wary of somebody that actually gives you an answer on those things. My advice when you stall is, if you are losing weight, just keep on doing what you were doing. That stall might last 2 or 3 months. Cut back on food a little bit, but you cut back on food too much, your body thinks a famine's coming. So it's going to work to put on more fat. We really can't control these things consciously. We can try to hack them or fool them. But basically, if you're losing weight, you're going to stall. That's a long answer to a short question, but I hope it maybe brings some clarity to, number one, it's out of our hands to control this stuff. The programming it evolved over hundreds of thousands and millions of years for us to survive. And number two, everybody's trying to sell you an idea or something that's a quick fix, and there isn't any. And the third thing that goes along with that is, who says what your ideal weight should be? You ever think about that? Who says? How can anybody have a goal weight? It's not up to you. Your goal weight is based on appearance in most cases. You want to be slim and attractive. It's not based on health. It's based on a false manufactured ideal perpetrated by our culture. Everything we see most often gives us unrealistic goals, and we hurt our health in the pursuit of being pretty and handsome and being muscular. That's not what the definition of fit is. If we have a big famine and the food supply gets interrupted, these bodybuilders are the first to die. They have no fat on their body. They're gone. They're not fit in that case. They might be fit, the fittest in a bodybuilding contest, but as far as survival goes, no. The people that are going to survive a 1-year interruption in the food supply are the people today that are obese and we say are the unhealthiest. Well, they will turn out to be the fittest because they have the fuel to survive, and the skinny, muscular, ripped people will be the first to go. It's not about appearance. Your body knows how to be healthy. We have to let it. We have to stop trying to screw with it with drugs and silly diets and allow ourselves to get back to just understanding our body's own signals like every animal on the planet does. I keep getting into this, and it keeps going right over the head of the general public who's following the next YouTube video with the guy who's telling you got to eat this green powder or shit like that. Can't live without it. Can't live without it. I always end up down that rabbit hole, but that rabbit hole is the rabbit hole. It is where the real answers lie, and the success will lie. And you can't start losing weight after a lifetime of putting it on without your body rebelling, because your body puts on weight for a reason, and you're taking the weight away. You wouldn't be happy if somebody came every night and emptied half the gas out of your car after you spent all that time working to earn the money and spend it on the gas and put it in your car, and that gas represents security to you, a certain range. And if somebody came over every night and drained half of it out, you would launch a campaign to figure out who's taking my gas, why are they taking it, and how can I stop it? And that's what your body does when the fat goes away too fast, when the fuel goes away too fast. It knows what it's doing because it's learned how to do it successfully over all those eons, and that's why you are here, because you are the offspring of the offspring of the offspring that the animals that did manage to survive. That's what natural selection is all about. It makes sense to me. I don't know if it makes sense to everybody else or anybody's even listening to me sit here and do this. Look at all this conversation. 7:28. Well, I managed to get behind again. Aaron Nelson. Aaron, not Nelson, but Aaron. Booby goats. Dr. Nelson said he eats ribeyes after a long fast. I do too. Yeah, well, I've heard a lot of people do that. And Aaron is losing weight, 22 pounds. Congratulations. I'll give you a little round of applause. Lori, hi, Lori. How are you? Good to see you this morning. Yeah, very good. Aaron says, I could hibernate. Well, humans, certain humans, I don't know if they slept straight through for 30 days, but, you know, when you think of some of the climates that our ancestors found themselves in, with, especially the cold, the northern routes, where nothing grew, you were forced to be a carnivore. Maybe you found, for a week or two a year, you might have found something growing that you could eat, but so much of what grows is really poisonous. You cannot go out in the jungle and just start eating anything that's green. You'll kill yourself. Most plants are not edible. Took a lot of trial and error to find the ones that are. Okay, wow. You heard about a little weight loss? Jerry says, you mean I could have been eating bacon all month instead of starving myself? I eat a lot of bacon and eggs, and I have no trouble losing weight. In fact, the only time I actually gain weight is when I go off on my ice cream, my blueberry ice cream tangents. And I'm still fighting the urges for that stuff. I managed to live years without that, but once it was reintroduced to my diet, I haven't really started over, but I have to fight the urges to get go on the Aldi's app and order the blueberries and have them delivered to me by Instacart. I'm getting better at it, though, avoiding it. But I sometimes say, you know, is there a reason why I'm still getting these cravings, or is it simply a lifetime of addiction? And I think that's the answer. We get conditioned. You get to be a certain age, you get some, you know, it's obvious that people, when they get older, get more set in their ways. I know I have. You're less tolerant. Get off my lawn type things. Well, I'm becoming a cranky old man. There are times. Certainly opinionated. Susie Marsh, good morning, Susie. How are you? How are you? Yes, ma'am.
Let the morning
A little exercise for Susie.
Yeah! Get your good day started right!
Everybody move.
WEFM in the morning.
I can't jump out of the chair, but I can move my arms.
WEFM in the morning.
Okay. Okay. Hi, Susie. You inspire us all, sweetie. You really do. You really do. That's great. That's great. Susie says, Gary and Jerry, way to go. You're helping the tribe. They're helping themselves, too. You might have, if you just got off a fast, Jerry, you might have a hard time stopping the gain of some of that weight. Your body needs to take some time to establish a new set point. Right now, it's probably going to work against you if you use the scale as any kind of an indicator. But that's just my opinion. That's my opinion. I don't get on the scale anymore, honestly. I look in the mirror. I don't gain a lot of weight. I did gain, I weigh about 146 right now, which is absurd when you think about it. 5'10", 146 pounds. So I'm not worried about weight loss. But I do have a little belly here. You know, I have a little bit of I put on probably about 10 pounds since I had my stroke, and I'm not my six pack isn't showing like did in those pictures I took, but I think that with that extra 10 pounds, I'm actually healthier. I'm actually healthier with carrying that little extra weight. And there's so many people that say, the experts, they say that as you get older, it's not a bad idea to carry a few extra pounds. And where they happen to settle on me is, handleable, love handles and my belly. And not that I'm huge, not at 146, 47 pounds, but not as thin as I was. If you should get sick when you get to be close to 80, you're better off if you've got that extra fuel. And so many older people who get sick are so thin that they can't weather out the disease. If they feed you in the hospital, what are they going to feed you? Sugar. If they feed you through a feeding tube, what are they going to feed you? Glucose. If they bring you food, bring you breakfast, it's all sugar. All sugar. No fat. God forbid you should eat fat. Maybe things are changing a little bit. I saw that, I watched a little of that video. I can't watch videos that are an hour and a half long. People send me all the time I'm getting, and I appreciate it, from people say, oh, Mitch, you need to see this, you need to see that. And I get a video and it's an hour and a half long of mostly stuff I've already heard and already seen. But I got one that was Mike Rowe interviewing Philip Ovadia. I watched about 15 minutes of it. I didn't hear anything I didn't know, but I was impressed by the fact that this Mike Rowe, many of you know him, has a huge audience that I've never heard any of this stuff. And Mike Rowe is pretty well convinced that carnivore is the way. The red meat is healthy, and Ovadia is a good guy to talk about. And Ovadia is looking great, man. He's looking svelte. He's lost a total of 100 pounds now. And the last time I saw him, he was still pretty chunky. But boy, in this video with him and Moreau, he looked like, the epitome of health. Got down to his fighting weight. I hope he stays that way. But maybe we keep getting, I know it happened with Joe Rogan for a while until it went so commercial, selling supplements and all that other crap, that it became useless. But when you do get people that have a big following starting to talk about this, that does our little movement a lot of good. So you might want to look that up. Mike Rowe interviewing Phil Bovada. You probably won't hear anything new, but just think about it as a kind of a good notch in our effort to get this word out to people that aren't in our own community and know it all anyway. Just need to be reminded and have somebody else to talk to so that they don't think that they're crazy. Because it's very easy for us to think we must be nuts when we listen to people that are supposed to be authorities on the subject, like doctors and the government and everything else, giving us information that is not only not healthy, but actually harmful to us. And continuing to do it for most of our lifetimes. And that's one of the things that Ovadia and Mike Rowe talked about on the shows, that for 75 years, we've been getting the wrong advice. But once something happens for 75 years, it becomes conventional wisdom. And it starts to be taken as gospel. And if it's challenged by anybody, the challengers are called deniers and lunatics, and must be stopped by any means. So there's that. There's that. Loretta Nadow, good morning, darlings. Have a fabulous day. I like consistency of messaging. And Jerry Voitos, question, is autophagy the number one benefit of fasting? I don't know. I don't know. It's another subject that there's so many different opinions on autophagy. Autophagy, I tend to fall in the school that autophagy, like breathing, never stops. It never stops. There are certain functions in our body that must go on 24/7. Cellular respiration, heartbeat, breathing, thinking. In fact, most of the functions in our body never stop. They don't stop and start. They're upregulated and downregulated. And they call the total overall effect homeostasis. That's a balance of everything. So autophagy never stops. Your body never stops. Your immune system never stops creating macrophages that go after foreign bodies. It never stops repairing things. It never stops healing your cuts and bruises. Whether you're fasting or not. I have a big bruise on my arm. You see it here? It's starting to lighten up a little bit from where I was just building all this shit and banging myself into everything. And I bruise, most of us bruise easily on our arms. Whether it is autophagy that will remove all of the bad stuff and I'll end up with skin. I had another one right here. Right here. I had another one that was darker than this a week ago, but it's completely gone. I wasn't fasting, but I was still experiencing autophagy. Our bodies are always healing themselves, whether we fast or not. So the question is, does fasting create autophagy? No, autophagy is always happening. Does it speed it up a little? Maybe. Maybe. When you're not busy using all your energy and physiology to digest food. Maybe it frees up a little processing power and function and ramps up autophagy. That I believe. But you don't need to fast. I don't think you need to fast. I don't think anybody needs to fast. I don't think anybody is going to really live longer by fasting. I just don't believe it. I think it's all hype. It's everybody's got an absolute thing they tell you. You need to do this because of that. No, just live. Just live. Your body knows how to do everything it needs to do. Stay out of its way and feed it properly. And go to a doctor when you're sick. Don't keep looking for sicknesses. You end up doing more. You turn yourself over to them. You're allowing them to kill you. Absolutely. They want to prescribe statins and blood pressure medication and this and that and the other thing and keep you on treatments and weight loss drugs. Just keep that money flowing. You don't need them until you get sick. Well, everybody says, well, what about preventive? Your body is smarter than they are. It knows how to prevent illness if you feed it properly, give it proper nutrition. Sometimes your car is better off if you don't take it to the mechanic. He'll break things instead of fix things. This whole proactive stuff, your body is doing what it knows how to do, and you stand. I think a much better chance of living a healthy life if you don't interfere too much like the animals and let instincts take over. Our conscious mind might be the most dangerous thing that ever happened to the human race as far as the health goes. But that's just me. That's just me. That's the conclusion I've come to after almost 80 years of trying to figure it out. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Wiser words have never been said. All right, let me get through to the end of it. I'm 15 minutes behind. I'm going to run through questions. Don't know if you remember, says Cheeseburger Eddie. Remembering that I watched a video of some guy carnivore muscle. He said we don't need butter if we... Well, I don't want to talk about Jonathan. I don't eat butter. We don't need butter. I'm not one of these people that thinks we need to eat a stick of butter a day. That's just for me. Maybe some people do. I get all the fat I need from bacon and eggs and fatty meat. So I don't need to add fat. But be careful what you listen to. And don't change your life on the advice of one person. Paris Peacock is here. Hiya, Paris. She says, hi, everyone. I assume Paris is a woman. When they're like Paris Peacock, she better be. Paul Tremblay. Good morning, Paul. How are you? I'm going to get to the end of this, and I'm going to get out there and get on my bicycle. Get on my bicycle. Michael Pregler, good morning. Michael, how are you? How are you? Yeah, Danny says, Ovadia does look great now, doesn't he? Wow. I mean, he's just glowing. He's got some, he's not, he always had a kind of a pudgy looking face, but boy, he really looks great in that video. And that was terrific. I was happy to see that. Although I didn't need to stick around for the whole hour and a half of it because not a thing was said that I haven't heard 100 times before. Again, most people are just preaching to the choir. The best thing that can happen is the message gets out there that not only is red meat not harmful, it is the best medicine. Everything they told us is killing us turns out to be the thing which will save us. That's how wrong we've been. And it's been so wrong for so long, it has become accepted as truth. Even though there is absolutely no evidence now, and there never has been any credible evidence that it was the correct advice. But once something is believed for so long, generation to generation, it becomes ingrained in the animal's operating system in the form of an ideology. And we certainly have flaming examples of that these days, and I will leave it at that. Yellow Rose, how you doing? Leslie, good to see you this morning. And okay, a lot of chit-chatting back and forth. Let's see, 7:57. I am catching up. And we're going to go out for a bike ride and get outdoors before the big rains come. Supposed to have severe thunderstorms today. And they better pick up all that cardboard out in front of my house, or I'm going to have a soggy mess out there. Question, Mitch, happy 4-year tomorrow. Yes, and I'm going to be online tomorrow. I will not have a show tomorrow. But tomorrow is my 4-year carniversary, August 1st. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for remembering. I wasn't even thinking about that. You know, another year. Okay. And Lori says she's about 2 years behind me. Well, there's some people ahead of me, too. But 4 years, in 4 years, I think I pretty well got it figured out. God, does it ever stop? 804, 804. Bill Cook, Bill, I haven't said hi to you. How you doing? Good to see you. And Peter paid $30 for a haircut. For the same $30, Peter, buy yourself one of those shears, put a fence on it, and do like I do. Just shave your head. I I cut my own hair. Just take that shear and away we go. It takes me 5 minutes. Of course, I don't have a lot of hair on top to cut. I'm not worried about looking suave, you know. Okay, got to the end of the chat. It's time for me to hit the road, so I'm going to say goodbye to your friends. There's a little happy music for you. Yellow Rose says, thank you, Mitch, and have a lovely day and an amazing weekend. Enjoy your ride later. Thank you, Leslie. I appreciate that so much. Bill Cook, same here, Mitch. Aaron says, goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Aaron. Good to see you. Do I have coffee left? Yep, a couple sips. So let the music play and you can say goodbye. And more than likely, I will see most of you at 9 o'clock. Where Kilson will be saying, where's Mitch? Have a great weekend, Mitch says. Brian, Lady June, good advice. Thank you, Mitch. Goodbye, all. Another great show. Thank you, Mitch. Bye to all, says Rough Carnivore Lambs. Have a great weekend, everyone. Toodles, says Jerry. Toodles, Jerry. Mike Seeley, have a great day. Have a great ride. Peter says, bye, everyone. Lori Watts, have a great day and weekend, everyone. Max D. Mitch Fitz, have a beautiful day. Drink your bean juice if you got it. And eat meat, as the saying goes around here. The simplicity of life. Rick's going to be on tomorrow morning. Everybody can pile over to Rick's house. Continue the conversations from today. And with that note, my friends, coffee is gone. Time has run out. Take the rest of the day off. And I will see you Monday morning. For sure. And all that time, continue to eat meat.